are back on the grid ahead of race 4 this first weekend at the Hungaroring of the FIA ETRC Championship. And as you can see, it is reversed grid time, and we got a new one as a pole setter. This is Steffi Harm. I'm going to explain this to you later because we got Georg Fuchs here at my side. He's the managing director of the ITRA, and this is the first FIA series using the brand new biofuel, HVO biofuel, environmentally sustainable. What a huge step it is.
Actually, yes, and we are very delighted. I mean, decarbonization is a huge topic and challenge for society. So that's why we want to become a leading platform for sustainable technology in the road haulage industry. Very important, we want to be open for any kind of technology, which is, I mean, there are 4 main ones. It's synthetic diesel, it's biogas, it's hydrogen, and it's electric. And we are really delighted to have 2 of these technologies here on the grid in form of our beautiful pace truck with the bio-LNG, and of course with the, as you just mentioned, the synthetic diesel in form of HVO in our race trucks. It is basically diesel. Just the raw material is out of animal fats and vegetable oil, which leads to a massive CO2 reduction of minimum 65%. And the really nice thing is, without any big modification, you just replace the diesel and you have the reduction. But in the future, we are hoping to have actually the 2 missing technologies pretty soon on the grid, which is hydrogen and electric. And let's see when the first electric or hydrogen race truck is coming.
Sounds completely amazing. Any response from the drivers yet?
The drivers and teams liked it so far. There have been no issues at all, basically. The performance has been good. I think they had to do some slight modifications, but just software-wise, some mapping. But in terms of performance, in terms of the racing, what concerns the speed and the acceleration, so far all good. And the nice thing is, if we can show how to do it and lead as a best example, we can show it to the industry that everybody can do it, and that's it.
A really good example, and you're committed to the Paris Agreement as well. So good news from Georg Fuchs. Thank you very much. We're ahead of race 4. Let's take a look at our pole setter. Will you join me right here? Let's have a look at Steffi Harm, because due to a time penalty, she was ranked 8th after the 3rd race, and this is why she is the new pole setter. So let's say kind of surprise, surprise. Hello, this is the new pole setter. When did you, get to know it that you're ranked 8th in the first race of today, and so the new pole setter?
Yeah, at the moment I'm not the pole setter because I'm standing on the position 7 for the first race, because pole position was on the right side, and we are discussing what happened because I got a penalty in the first race of 5 seconds. So Theo and me, we changed the position, but now we are standing on the wrong side. Yes, but I know it when I got the penalty. I saw 5 seconds, so I look at the board, the result of race 1, and so okay, it will. I was scared that maybe I'm just 9th, and now I'm first. Normally, we will see what happened now, but I hope I can start from the pole position.
And how were you going to manage then? We were going to switch again.
I don't know how they want to manage it. Maybe before we go to the formation lap, or in the formation lap that we changed position. I don't know, but at the moment I didn't have an answer to what has happened here. And I think the marshals just have the old list without the different changes, so yeah, we will see.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I saw indeed the marshals with the list, and there was a bit of a confusion here. Good luck to you, Steffi Harm. So we will see how they're going to manage it. I think this is a pretty good idea, then changing the spaces during, we've got a rolling start, and they can do that. Maybe we can go over to Theo Calvé and ask him what he thinks about this new situation right over here. So just follow me here. We're directly on the grid at the Bajira team. Hello. Theo, just a quick question. A little bit confusing and going around about the pole setter position or not. Actually, you might be ranked second due to a penalty Steffi Halm got after the race. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm really happy to be in the pole position. Guys in front had the penalties, so I finished 8th during the first race. So I'm here, and I can't wait to start because
my information is actually that Steffi Halm is going to be on pole position, but I think all the marshals will have a talk indeed. So as we see, the driver still does not know anything yet. This might be a surprise. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, I heard I was in the pole position, but after I think it's a mess a little bit because nobody knows where he is. So let's see.
So this is an extra thrill for the drivers right now. Good luck for the race then. Thank you very much for the team. So, Chas Reichardt, this is definitely our commentator, and Jörg Hennig, this is definitely our German commentator. We can say that, and I hope, Chas, that you are in your seat at the pole position.
I am indeed. Thank you very much, Christina. Yes, so just to highlight what's been going on there. So the grid sheet has been sent round by all of the race organisers. There were penalties given out after the third race, which I hinted at earlier with Jochen Hahn going straight on at the chicane. There were a couple of positions changed, which meant that Hahn dropped behind Brereton and Halm dropped behind Calvé. So that would have swapped them around on their respective rows, which would have meant that Hahn would have been starting third, Halm would have been starting on pole. But from what I believe, the race result doesn't affect how they line up on the grid. The grid is based on how they finished on the road rather than the adjusted result. But we'll find out. There's only one way to find out, and that is whatever they do when they go on the formation lap, which we will find out. But this is the fourth round of the 2021 FIA European Truck Racing Championship. My name is Chas Reichardt, and I'm very excited to have you with me here today to witness this incredible action. We had a fantastic race earlier on today with Norbert Kish taking a win in front of his home crowd. There he is in the right-hand side of your screen in the number 41 machine. Sasha Lenz kept him honest towards the end, despite the overall gap being 8 seconds at the flag. It's been a very, very intriguing couple of days here at the Hungaroring to get the championship underway. More proof that you do not need a massive grid to have a fantastic time. It looks, unfortunately, like we do not have Tom O'Rourke or Jamie Anderson at the back of the grid. They could potentially be starting from the pit lane. We saw Jamie Anderson have an engine failure earlier on, and it seems like we may not have him back in time. But like I say, we'll keep our eyes on the end of the pit lane and see what happens. But we still have 13 trucks at least that will be taking to the grid for this first race. Sorry, second race of the day. Don't forget the top 8 on the grid get reversed. That's where a bit of the confusion has come in here. So basically, Norbert Kish finished first. He would then be reversed to 8th on the grid, and vice versa with everybody else. So Lenz down from 2nd to 7th, Latchko 3rd to 6th, and so on. You get the idea. So with penalties being applied after the race, some of the drivers and others believe, of course, that that should affect the grid, which we're not sure if it does at this point. We will see. We will see. Either way, one thing we definitely know is who's on each row with the first couple of rows on the grid. And as things stand at the moment, it's Theo Calvé on pole position alongside Steffi Halm, with Shane Brereton and Jochen Hahn, who had a great battle towards the end of that third race together on row 2. The 6-time champion, Jochen Hahn, is really going to be hoping for a better race this time round than what he had earlier on. He just didn't seem to be able to put the pace down and get away from anybody around him. But he certainly showed how good he is at defending in those latter stages. I'd be very intrigued to find out why he didn't quite have the pace, whether it was a setup change, an issue with the engine or power or whatever it could have been. But either way, we are ready for the final race of the weekend, the first weekend in the 2021 FIA European Truck Racing Championship. We have our beautiful Iveco S-Way pace truck at the front of the pack there, and the wonderful Ford F-Max, the 2019 International Truck of the Year, made its way round as well just beforehand. And in just a minute or so, we should be leading the field away. But we wait patiently for now as the final officials and marshals and team members clear the grid. And we'll hopefully get the green flag waving for the Iveco S-Way to lead them all around. You can see though the different size between the Freightliner on the left-hand side, the number 20 machine of Teo Calvé, and the number 44 Iveco S-Way of Steffi Halm. The cab in the Freightliner I should say, seemingly quite a bit shorter than the one in the Iveco. You'd have to wonder whether there is any advantage to that. But Teo, as I've reminded you all, mentioned that there was a slight issue with traction out of the corners in the previous races. So he's got an instant disadvantage apparently. There's 3 of the Freightliners in the field. They're all carrying the same livery as part of the Bagheera racing team. We have Teo Calvé in the number 20, Adam Lachko in the number 55, and Alia Koloc in the number 29 truck. Number 25 is actually Heinrich Clemens Hecker at the back of the field in the dark red machine. There is our beautiful pace truck, the S-Way. I believe that may be the 1 minute or 30-second board just going out there to warn the drivers we're about to get underway for the final race of the weekend. It was a real shame to lose our second race yesterday after the incident involving Stefan Haas, but thankfully he was perfectly fine. There is the 30-second board going out on the right-hand side. We are just about to get the action underway. If we have anything like the race we had in race 3, you're in for a real treat this afternoon, everybody. It's going to be a real wonderful time. And there we go. The field now makes their way away from the grid, and we'll run through said grid with you now. So as it was presented to us, we have Teo Calvé in the number 20 Freightliner on pole position alongside the number 44 Iveco of Steffi Halm. Row 2 is Shane Brereton with Jochen Hahn alongside him, looking for a win in this 4th race of the weekend. Antonio Alberthetti will start 5th alongside Adam Lachko. Those two had a good fight in race 1. Lachko coming out on top there, but starting slightly behind Alberthetti in this one. Then it's Sascha Lenz in 7th place alongside Norbert Kisch. The front 2 of both races this weekend from qualifying anyway. Norbert Kisch, race winner. Sascha Lenz also a race winner. Will we get our 3rd this time round? It is very likely. Andrei Kurzim will start in 9th place in the white and yellow machine ahead of Stefan Faas, who will start in 10th. René Reiner will start 11th in the number 77 alongside Elia Koloc in the number 29. And then we do not have Jamie Anderson by the look of it. We do not have Tom O'Rourke. But on the 7th row of the grid in 14th place, we have Heinrich Clemens Hecker. Now do not forget that we have obviously the Titan class and the Chrome class as well. And Teo Calvé is the highest placed of those Chrome drivers in the field. Obviously starting at the very front of the pack. So he has an instant advantage over his other competitors, which he can be very pleased about. Shane Brereton in 3rd place is another one of those Chrome drivers as well. Then you have to go all the way back to Stefan Faas for the next Chrome driver in 10th place. So those two in the Chrome standings, or at least in the Goodyear Cup, will get a very healthy bunch of points out of this race. And a strong advantage over their competitors, should everything go how they want it to. Just checking for info to see whether we do get Jamie Anderson and Tom O'Rourke for this race, but it doesn't look like it, I'm afraid. But they see everybody just making their way through. Now the sun is shining here at the Hungaroring. And this fantastic circuit has been a great venue for the first round of the championship. And I have news that Tom O'Rourke won't start the race because of technical issues. Jamie Anderson is trying to make it to the grid in time. Or at least at the end of the pit lane so he can catch up with the field once they've gone through. But there's your beautiful field of 13 remaining trucks making its way through turn 12. And then we've got the long left-hander at turn 13, and it is Teo Calvé that is staying on pole position, which is the right-hand side, the inside line towards turn 1. Steffi Halm alongside with her effective teammate Jochen Hahn, 6-time champion, just behind. So for the final time this weekend then, and for round 4 of the 2021 FIA European Truck Racing Championship, the field rounds the final corner, gets ready to go, the red lights are on, and we're away. Everybody puts their foot down and rolls their way down the straight. Over 10,000 combined horsepower makes its way towards the braking zone at turn 1. Looks like Teo Calvé's had a good start. Oh, something came off the truck there. I think that may have been Antonio Alberthetti. And look at Norbert Kish around the outside. He's already up to 5th position by the look of it. He's 3 wide though with Lachko, and I think that was Alberthetti on the inside. The bollard gets absolutely ruined on the exit of turn 1. Hecker and Koloc very close together. Steffi Halm down the inside of Teo Calvé for the race lead. Steffi's done it, but has she gone a bit too deep into the corner? Brereton's ready to take advantage of that as well. Beautiful cutback by Teo Calvé. I think Norbert Kish is into 6th position now. We'll have to see. Steffi Halm holds it. Another bollard gets absolutely sent. Up through the kink then. So it is Halm from Calvé, Brereton, Hahn, Lachko. Kish is 6th ahead of Alberthetti. Great start by Norbert Kish, grabbing 2 positions. Oh, we've got smoke, plenty of it. Truck sideways, that's Stefan Faas. Alia Koloc and Heinrich Clemens Hecker making sure that they avoid that as best they can. Not sure if there was contact there with René Reiner. But the whole field makes its way through the chicane and then into the very quick left, right complex. Through turns 8, 9, 10 and 11. So difficult to keep the truck steady through there. Let's see how they come through. So, Steffi Halm, she doesn't mind now that she didn't start on pole position. She leads this race. A winner at Le Mans a few years ago. Steffi is a real star. Now look at Norbert Kish in the 41, the red machine, all over the back of Adam Lachko. Norbert trying his very best right now to gain positions while the field is closer together. That's the important thing. In the Goodyear Cup, it's still Teo Calvé ahead of Brereton. Then we've got a long way back to Stefan Faas. The last 3 trucks on the circuit are the only other Chrome class drivers in the field now. So Teo and Shane really fighting for it. Shane's down the inside into the final corner, but there goes Steffi Halm leading the race after lap 1. Jochen Hahn in 4th place. This is the moment earlier there was contact between Faas and Reiner. And I said earlier I'd call René right rear Reiner. And he's been hitting that right rear once again. But here we go then. End of lap 1. Shane Brereton's got a great run down the inside of Teo Calvé onto the brakes. Gets it turned in nicely. Jochen Hahn looking in there as well. Then you've got Calvé's teammate Adam Lachko trying to come through. There's the gaps on the left-hand side of your screen. And Brereton still side by side with Calvé. Looks like Teo got a good run out of turn 1, but nothing doing this time. Shane goes through and takes the lead in the Goodyear Cup. Side by side as well. I think Lachko's had Jochen Hahn there as well. Side by side through the kink at turn 3. And yes, he has. Lachko is in front now. Norbert Kish comes alongside. Kish trying to get up into 5th position past reigning champion Jochen Hahn. And he's already done it before the kink. Jochen's got no pace at this point. It seems he's really getting held up by these battles. He's then got Antonio Albertetti down his inside. They made a lot of contact yesterday in what we had of a very shortened second race of the day. Through the chicane again. Steffi Halm's lead at the moment. Brilliant. 1.5 seconds. She's really on the move now. Looking like nobody can catch her at this point, but what can Shane Brereton do? Can he get away from Calvé and make some moves? Now, Hahn down in 6th, Lachko up to 4th. He's got his teammate in front of him now, the two Freightliners together. You can see the difference that I mentioned just yesterday during qualifying. The yellow highlights on Adam Lachko's truck and the blue highlights on Teo Calvé. Bit of the cement dust there. Probably accountable for that one is Jamie Anderson. We do not have Anderson circulating. Now look at that, Lachko almost let through by his teammate there, but he's also helping Norbert Kish go through as well. Teo Calvé moves out the way and says, after you, old chap. Norbert Kish says, all right, then I'll go around the outside. Side by side around the final corner they go. Is Teo going to run him out of road? You could say that, yeah. Norbert decides to give his fans a really close-up look at his truck. Teo gives him the space to get back on. On to lap 3. It's only 2 laps. It's incredible, isn't it? The amount of action you can have in these sorts of machines in just 2 laps of racing. Steffi Halm doing a great job at the front. Kish still side by side with Calvé. A little bit of a touch mid-corner. Kish gets away from the bollard. He's like, I didn't touch it, Your Honour. Didn't go anywhere near it. He didn't gain an advantage or anything from it, though, so it's okay. He's got Jochen Hahn right behind in the Iveco. He's giving Calvé some encouragement. Through turn 2. Sasha Lenz right behind Antonio Albertetti as well. Lenz has not been able to make the start he wanted here. He started 7th on the grid, and he's actually gone down to 8th position. He's not moving anywhere at this moment in time. But Teo Calvé definitely holding these guys up a bit here. And as you see there, 100% renewable HVO diesel powers all of our race trucks in this series. They've got a fantastic ethos of going green and remaining as carbon neutral as possible. And there's nothing carbon neutral about that move from Norbert Kish. Look at that, sends it down the inside of Teo Calvé. Lovely stuff. And up into 4th position. And now Jochen Hahn's trying to come through as well. He's down the inside. They're side by side through the complex. And Lachko is ahead of Brereton. Lachko takes 2nd place now. The Czech driver doing a wonderful job. And he's going to surely go chasing after Steffi Halm at the front of the pack. Calvé still in front of Hahn. He's managed to hold on to that somehow. Kish has absolutely cleared him though, and he's up the road chasing down Shane Brereton for a podium already. It's only lap 3. And Norbert Kish, local hero here at the Hungaroring, has gone from 8th position up to 4th. And apparently the crowd is going absolutely bonkers every time that Steffi comes past in the lead, which is great. Awesome support for the female racers in this championship. We have 2 of them with us today, Steffi Halm and Alia Kolok. Steffi Halm's lead, 2.1 seconds, but look at Norbert Kish in the red 41 machine. Looks very menacing indeed. Brereton moves over to the right to defend. In the background, we've got Lenz down the inside of Antonio Albertetti, and also Hahn looking down the inside of Calvé. He's later on the brakes. Is he going to get that done? He does. Now, does Lenz get past Albertetti as well? He does that too. Beautiful stuff there. Jochen Hahn now moves up into 5th position. There's Hecker just coming around the first corner. Brereton having to fend on the inside from Norbert Kish. Now Lenz is stuck in the middle. This is a bad position to be in if you are Sasha Lenz, because he's got the very fast Antonio Albertetti behind him. But he's wanting to look forward now, not behind him. He doesn't want to worry about defending. He needs to attack and try and get past Teo Calvé for 5th. The 6th, sorry. Later on the brakes, round the outside at turn 5. That's very brave indeed, especially with Albacete there. Is Antonio going to be able to take advantage, go down the inside? No, nothing doing yet. And Kish is ahead of Brayton. Kish has got the move done. I just had a quick look over at my timing screen and then they swapped around right in front of me. Norbert Kish already up to a podium position. And look at that as well. Lachko is trying to latch himself onto the back of Steffi Halm's machine. That Iveco is not really going anywhere at the moment. Norbert Kish looking very feisty there. Big slide from Jochen Hahn in the background as well. Hard onto the brakes into turn 12. Brereton still leads the Goodyear Cup. Calvé second in that one. Fass, despite being down in 11th place, is third and on for a podium in the Goodyear Cup. That's Teo Calvé having to defend from Sasha Lenz. You can see Sasha taking a wider entrance into the corners, taking a later apex to focus on the run on the way out. We've got a black and white flag for Teo Calvé for track limits at turn 1. That's just a warning at the moment. Thanks, of course, to Smart Witness for helping with all these reports of track limit abuse. But now the field is really starting to close back up again here. It's becoming one big train again. Steffi Halm leads from Adam Lachko. There's only 0.8 of a second between them. Sasha Lenz still can't get past Teo Calvé. He can see Norbert Kish disappearing up into the distance. We've got Steffi Halm as well getting track limits warnings for turn 11. As I said before, she's a real fan favourite. Now we've got 10,000 spectators with us across the weekend, which is awesome to have, and to get in they all have to be vaccinated against COVID-19 just for safety measures. So again, it's great to have the fans with us. We've really enjoyed seeing them this weekend. And this awesome racing continues. This is the 5th lap out of 11. The counter on the left-hand side of your screen is how many laps they've completed, not which lap they're on. I found that out the hard way yesterday when I said we're going on to the final lap, and Sasha Lenz won the race there and then. But Teo Calvé doing a great job at keeping these guys at bay at the moment. The youngster really on form currently. Now, this is your lead battle. Truck 44 against Truck 45. The Iveco against the Freightliner. Adam Lachko looking feisty, but he needs to get this done sooner rather than later, because if he gets held up behind Steffi Halm, that big red truck behind him of Norbert Kish could very well be in with a chance of taking 2 races in a row here. Norbert's driven like an absolute superstar today. It's been a real contrast to yesterday's issue with the boost pipe. Of course, he didn't finish the first race of the season. Race 2 was cancelled and struck off. So Norbert bouncing back from that in the best way possible. Across the line again then. Steffi Halm leads the way. Lachko second. Kish third. Brayton is a couple of seconds back from that. You can see them fanning out here as well. They're not really in the slipstream or anything like you'd usually see in other forms of motorsport. In the background, Teo Calvé and Sasha Lenz dancing around. Changing down the gears. Spiking the revs to keep the turbo spooled. All of the boost pressure available to them needs to be managed properly by each of these drivers. But we're on lap 6. We're now going into the second half of the race. And this is the battle for the lead. All 3 of them glued together. We've seen dominating performances so far by Sasha Lenz and Norbert Kish. But this, thanks to the reverse grid, is providing us with a phenomenal battle for the lead. Steffi Halm holding on at the moment. Lachko, is he biding his time, or is he just going to take his very first opportunity to dive through? He needs to really pick his moment though, because Norbert Kish is ready to take advantage. 3 very different trucks right now. You've got the Iveco at the front of the pack. Then you've got the Freightliner with the front engine configuration. And then you've got the man just behind, and the man of the moment, Norbert Kish. Quite a bit of black smoke out of Lachko's truck there. Now there is a rule against that, as I've said, this season. To make sure that the championship stays green, they have black smoke rules. They do not permit black smoke to be firing out of the engines, out of the exhausts. Through towards turn 12 they come, absolutely glued together. Brereton not able to stay with them. Lachko looks down the inside, and then Kish looks down the inside of Lachko. Now, I think Lachko may wait patiently here for an opportunity so he doesn't hold himself up and doesn't get overtaken by Norbert Kish. Norbert carries a lot more pace into the corner there, but he washes it off quite quickly. Now look at the run that Lachko's got. Lachko really gets it hooked up well on the exit. His teammate was saying that they don't have the traction of the other trucks. I think that's a lie. It looks like he's got a great run down the straight. Now they're not quite 3 wide. It may look like it at the moment, but Steffi Halm is holding on. You can see there Lachko and Kish just both slotting back in behind. In the background as well, by the way, Lenz has still not got past Theo Calve. He's still trying to go around the outside. You've got Hahn in 5th place. There is Lenz. Very wide through turn 1. Spins up the rear tyres a little bit. Albacete not able to go through either. And you've got Kurzim just behind. But this is the battle of the moment. The top 3 glued together currently. Steffi Halm hasn't had to defend too hard yet. She's just got to focus forwards now and not try to worry too much about Adam Lachko. It was less than a second covering the 3 of them last time they triggered any of the sectors. And Lenz has finally got past Calve, it seems. Sasha Lenz up into 6th place, and he has got it done. Yes, they just came through the top of the shot a moment ago. Sasha Lenz moves up ahead of Calve. And Fast has got ahead of Reiner a bit further down the order as well for 10th position. Oh, as Brereton goes over the chicane there. Not sure he gained anything from it, but it seemed like he went in a little bit too hot and cut the chicane. Went over the yellow painted tarmac there. Look at these trucks though, filtering their way through this part of the circuit. It's great to watch. Can Steffi Halm hold on though? That's the question. All 3 of these drivers in the Titan class. And Lachko launches it down the inside. Never mind Lachko, it's Adam Lachko. A little bit of leaning going on there. Steffi Halm has to come back on the circuit at some point. Now look at this from Kish. Look at the red truck down the inside now. He's going to take that inside line. He sees an opportunity to get in front of Adam Lachko. And now he's going to be on the outside for the final corner. He squeezes Lachko to the inside. Makes sure that he holds that inside line. Tightens his line, which means he can't carry as much speed around the corner, but Kish has gone a little bit deep. Is that going to help him down the straight though? Is he going to get a better run? It is. It's really helped him. He's got a fantastic drive out the final corner. Now, is Kish going to get 2 for 1 here? Lachko puts him all the way over to the pit wall. Who's going to be last of the late breakers then into turn 1? Lachko doesn't go down the inside of Halm, but he's got Kish on his inside. Oh, but Kish has been brilliant, hasn't he, this weekend? A little bit of a slide on the exit there for Adam Lachko. He'll be laughing his head off in the cockpit about that. But look, Kish completely in front by the time they get out of turn 1. Down towards turn 2 then. Great stuff from Norbert Kish. Can he possibly take 2 wins from 2 races today? That would be absolutely amazing. He's got a couple of laps in his pocket now to overtake Steffi Halm if he does want to do that. He just needs to close the gap up a little bit more again. After that slight battle, it's opened up a bit. Bit of dust being kicked up there on the way in to the kink as well at turn 4. Now you can bet your bottom dollar that Adam Lachko is not going to take that lying down. He's going to want to fight back as soon as possible here and try and fill the mirrors, not that he isn't already, of Norbert Kish. Kish looks down the inside. He's just showing Steffi that he's there. He's saying, look, these are my intentions. I definitely want to come through. He wants to do it as soon as possible so he can try and put a truck between himself and Lachko. Worst case scenario right now for Norbert Kish would be to get past Steffi Halm but also let Lachko through as well. A little bit further back there, you can see Calvé with Albacete and Kurzim right behind. Calvé's had a very difficult race of trying to hold people off at the moment from pole position. But all throughout, so far, Steffi Halm has led all 7 races. 7 races? 7 laps, sorry. This is lap 8 of this 11-lap race. Only a couple more to go. And we've had phenomenal action once again from the FIA European Truck Racing Championship. Three different manufacturers in the top 3. 3 different nationalities as well. Steffi Halm, the German, ahead of Norbert Kish, the Hungarian. Then Adam Lachko, the Czech racing driver, just behind. 3 different teams as well. As diverse a podium as you could possibly want. A bit of damage on the front left of Steffi Halm's truck there. The bodywork seeming to come away, but it doesn't really matter because Norbert Kish isn't looking at the left of it. He's looking at the right of it. Bit of a slide on the way in, bit of oversteer correction. And through he goes. Norbert Kish takes the race lead at the start of lap 9. Beautiful manoeuvre. Maybe a bit of contact with Steffi Halm. He needs to not get away from himself here. He needs to just keep his head. Now he's got the lead. It's easy to lose your cool at this point, but you can see him really leaning on those Goodyears around turn 2 and trying to open up that gap. And he's doing that tenfold already. The weekend started out well for Kish, topping the times in practice at his home race, then being fast in qualifying, then being fast in Superpole. It all came wrong after only a couple of laps in the first race, but now Sunday has been the day for Norbert Kish. Brereton still doing really well in 4th place. He leads the Goodyear Cup at the moment, and he's had a fantastic front row seat to this fight. We've then got Jochen Hahn in 5th place. Sasha Lenz is catching up with Jochen, and Kurzim there as they go into shot. The yellow truck of Andre Kurzim. The number 11 is ahead of Antonio Albacete for 8th position. There's your new leader, Norbert Kish. And side by side in the background, Lachko's tried to overtake Steffi Halm. Steffi's having none of it. Get off it, she says. You are not coming through. Like I said, Steffi, one of the nicest people you will meet, but such a fierce racer all the same. She's phenomenal. She's always got a smile on her face. But she will race you as hard as she can until the cows come home. Around the final corner once again then to complete lap 9 out of 11. 2 more laps to go. Steffi Halm puts the truck in the middle of the road. And then Lachko cannot really go anywhere here. Now, interesting information. Norbert Kish has had 2 warnings for track limits. If he gets another one, it'll be a drive-through penalty. So he needs to really reel it in now while keeping the pace up to hold the lead. He doesn't have to worry too much because these pair are battling behind and slowing themselves down slightly. So that gap is naturally going to open up between the 3 of them. Lachko trying very hard to get past Steffi Halm. He's currently on for his 3rd podium out of 3 this weekend. In race 1 of the weekend, Lachko finished 3rd. I believe he also finished 3rd earlier today, didn't he, as well? He did. He wants to finish a little bit higher than 3rd in this race by the look of it. The body language of that truck certainly tells you so, doesn't it? There's the train behind. That's Calvé ahead of Kurzim, Albacete. Calvé's held them off very well at this point, and Halm has done a great job still in second place. Now, will Lachko look down the inside here into turn 12? Steffi puts the truck in the middle of the road. Lachko still looks down the inside, a little bit of a tap, bit of bodywork comes off. More contact, they're both going to run very wide, or at least Steffi is, through no fault of her own. She has to come back on though, says get out of the way, Adam. Thank you very much. Chucks it back up the inside. A little bit of what we'd call a braille pass here in England. Feisty stuff from the pair of them. As I said at the start of the weekend, it's just like touring car racing, but in vehicles that have over 1,000 horsepower, 5,000 newton meters of torque, and weigh over 5 tons. Final lap of the race then, and Adam Lachko is throwing everything in the kitchen sink at Steffi Halm to try and get through. This is incredible racing. He's shed more body parts. It looks more like Theo Calve's truck did at the end of race 2, or race 3 I should say. Now Shane Brereton suddenly arrived on the scene again here in the number 17. He doesn't need to worry too much because he's still winning the Goodyear Cup, which gets separate points. So he doesn't just take the points for his overall position as Lachko gets a big lock up down the inside of Halm, hanging off the rear bumper of that Iveco. But Shane Brereton could get a better overall position. But at what cost? Now there is an incident under investigation there, and that's between these two trucks that we see here. Steffi Halm and Adam Lachko. I imagine that'll be for turn 12 where they both ran wide. Lachko puts his nose down the inside at the expense of even more bodywork. Just flinging that Freightliner at the back of the Iveco. It's amazing to watch. Steffi Halm somehow still holding on. I'll tell you, they're going to need a drink after this one. This is such hard racing, but this is what you can come to expect. It's incredible fun. Then you've got Hahn and Lenz right together as well, a bit further back. Calve still with Kurzum and Alberthetti chasing him down. But at the front, this man, Norbert Kisch, or the man that's just gone past Norbert Kisch, leading the race still. But this is the battle to watch. The hometown hero is about to take 2 wins out of 2 races in one day, which is just going to be an incredible feat. But how can Steffi Halm hold on? She puts the truck a little bit further over to the right this time from Adam Lachko. She's learned from last time. Adam chucks it around the outside into turn 12. Steffi's going to have to be careful not to push him off the road. Oh, never mind. Stays on the left-hand side, says, not on your life, son. Not on your life. Adam's going to try and line something up into the final corner, though. Have to see what we can do. Steffi lights up the rears. Adam comes through, gives a really big shove on the right rear wheel. But just in front of this, Norbert Kisch, the Hungarian, at the Hungaroring, is going to take round 4 of the FIA European Truck Racing Championship in great style. Steffi Halm holds on to second, Adam Lachko third, Brereton 4th, ahead of Hahn and Lenz. What an incredible race that was. But that man right there, Norbert Kisch, he needed a great day today after the heartbreak of yesterday, and he has done everything right. He qualified on pole position, he was fastest in Super Pole, he led every race, every lap in race 1, and he got to the front from the 8th on the grid here, and there's the resulting donuts, putting 5,000 newton meters of torque into the tarmac. Yes, Norbert, I love that. I'm a huge fan of that. Go on, sunshine, rip it up. More incredible action from this championship. Rounding out the top 10 was Theo Calve, Andre Kurzum, Antonio Alberthetti and Stefan Faas. Calve finishing second in the Goodyear Cup and Faas finishing third, but Norbert Kisch putting on an amazing show. The marshals there waving the flags, the colours of the Hungarian flag. Red, white and green. Or green, white and red, I should say, for their hometown hero. I bet you're all sick of hearing me say hometown hero this weekend, but he really is the hero right now, Norbert Kisch. What a great guy, and what a great performance. Look at him drifting that thing around turn 2. Listen to the tyres. Oh, those poor Goodyears. But it just goes to show that Goodyear make a durable tyre, doesn't it? That's what's left of Adam Lachko's truck. He's had 3 third places this weekend, and he's had to work very, very hard for them indeed. But it was great to watch all the same. Not quite able to get past Steffi Halm in the end. I'm intrigued to see what happens with any potential outcome of their little contact into turn 12. But all I can do at this point is speculate. That's down for the stewards to decide, and there's about £1,000 worth of rubber into the road from the rear Goodyears on Norbert Kish. Or Norbert Kish's truck, I should say. Epic stuff though again, and I'm not sure if you can really tell everybody, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself covering this. I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and it's great knowing that we've got an entire season of this ahead. I unfortunately won't be with you for every single round of the championship. I think there's 2 race meetings where I will not be with you, but for the other remaining rounds of the championship, I, Chaz Draycott, will be with you. And I'm sure I will be enjoying myself just as much as I have today. And again, I want to give a quick shout out to everybody that's made this broadcast happen as well. Everyone behind the scenes, the people that are actually out there in Hungary at the moment, and our camera operators as well. Everybody back in Germany making things happen behind the scenes. For me to be here in the UK commentating remotely, and for Christina in the pit lane as well, for it all to work so smoothly with as little delay as we have. They've put in an absolutely top effort. But so have the drivers and so have the teams, giving us such incredible entertainment all day. You can hear the horns being sounded, everybody loving it. And again, it just highlights the fantastic atmosphere that we have here. There's Adam Lachko pulling up into the pit lane in 3rd position. And you certainly could tell that he doesn't know. He knows that he doesn't have to worry about the truck doing another race after this, eh? Steffi Halm, what a brilliant drive from Steffi. Held on to 2nd place, led most of the race, and an amazing fight with Adam towards the end there. So much fun, and I really hope that they enjoyed that as well. I hope it didn't get too heated in the cab. And we wait for, ironically, the last truck to come into the pit lane. Look at the back of René Reiner's truck in front there. Wow, it's like he's done 10 rounds with a T-Rex. That thing's been absolutely pummeled in. There's not a single arch in the right place on either of those. But that's Norbert Kish in the number 41, the winner of that race. And an undeniable superstar. And we have Christina down in the pit lane with an interview for us.
Yes, we do want to speak to Steffi Halm first. She's been greeted by the team, Schwabentruck, of course, and we see Norbert Kish, the winner, second race. Would you come on over? Let's have a quick chat with Steffi. That was an amazing race between you and Adam Lachko, and you just kept the distance between you and him. Somehow you touched each other, but how difficult was it to keep at the 2nd place?
It was very difficult because I was much slower, as everybody can see. Adam was very much faster, and I tried to hold my position and I tried to play fair. Adam is always fair, and you know, a little bit of pushing is like normal because it's motorsport, and I love him.
Nice fight. Nice fight, he said. This is Adam Lachko here. So very fair play between the 2 racers. Great battle. So how are you going to end up this weekend with your team celebrating?
I think it's perfect. We know we have a lot of work to do for the next race weekend, but I think this gives a little bit of energy for everybody to keep still fighting, that me and the truck is getting quicker.
Once again, thank you very much. Big fight. Thank you very much. And this is, of course, the winner. Let's try to talk to him. He's at your back. This is Norbert Kish, the local hero. And this is the picture we wanted to see cheering him up with the fans. So we'll be back in 30 seconds, Chaz. So let me just have a talk with the winner of race 4. Congratulations. 2 races this Sunday, 2 wins. This is Mr. Sunday, I will call you. So that was quite an interesting race, and we saw you there fighting really hard for the 1st position. The fans cheering up, shouting Norby, Norby. How did you manage to get in front?
It was great. I tried to be, my only aim is just to overtake Sasha, which worked out at the start, but then I could see that I'm much faster than the others, and I and I knew that I just need a little patience, you know, not to try to do it in the first 2 laps or 3 laps or 4 laps or whatever, just to wait it out, and eventually people will mistakes, their tires will drop, which happened. I mean, I'm so sorry for Steffi, but she had so much understeer, she barely could make the turns. So yeah, I just had to wait it out until I have an opportunity to go there and make an overtake, clean. Sometimes I was pushed wide out of the circuit, which I got some penalties for, or not penalties, warnings. But it worked out in the end, so I'm really happy to finish in first.
As you said, Steffi Halm and Adam Lachko, they were fighting very closely, and so sometimes it's difficult because they may, as you say, losing body parts, and you're the patient waiter. You got the patience.
Yeah, that's when you must not rush in, but just to be a little bit patient, see how it works out. Maybe they take each other out. It happened a lot of time, or maybe it presents an opportunity for me, which it did. Adam tried to overtake Steffi here in the last sector, and then they go side by side, they slow each other down, and that gives me the opportunity to overtake Adam here in the start-finish straight, So this is the things that you have to wait for, and it was nice. I'm happy.
And everybody's waiting for the podium, so please step on it.
Great stuff there. Thank you very much, Christina. Awesome to hear the wonderful reaction to such a phenomenal performance by Norbert Kish. That was great to watch, and awesome to see Steffi as well, speaking so highly of Adam there, saying that he's always fair to race against and they'll always have a great time. They're having a quick chat as well, just before they go up to the podium there, having any discussion they can, and just talking about their racing in itself. And, there was a bit of contact here and there. And as Steffi pointed out, that's motorsport. It's a contact sport. Sometimes you will get it and sometimes you'll always try and avoid it. Of course, none of it's ever intentional, but still, they had an incredible race all the same and managed to get away with the majority of it. There's Teo Calve congratulating his teammate at Bagheera, congratulating Steffi as well. But Adam Lachko, 3 third places this weekend. It's a very strong weekend for him. And there he is, making his way up to the podium. A real character and a real star in Czech motorsport as well.
Stefanie Halm.
And there's Steffi Halm. Her first podium of the season. Finishing second after a great defence there from Adam Lachko.
The winner is Norbert Kish.
And you can see even there, the announcer getting very excited to tell everybody that Norbert Kish has won 2 races in one day. Absolute superstar. What a great team as well behind him that gave him the push there. And there's that awkward moment that we've all had. Do you fist bump the guy in front? Do you shake their hand? Do you knock elbows? The amount of times that I've punched people's elbows since COVID has been ridiculous. But either way, awesome to see them all congratulating one another. And we'll have the national anthem of Hungary. There you go then, fantastic cheers and celebrations. And now they get their trophies as well. And they raise them very high indeed. None higher than Norbert Kish. Takes a bow as well, points to the team, congratulates them, thanks them for their fantastic hard work. Steffi Halm, more kisses from Steffi. She's absolutely brilliant, isn't she? Such a positive vibe in the paddock. And there is your very deserved race winner and very deserved podium finishers as well. They all had a great race amongst themselves. And now they can fully enjoy the champagne, as that was the last race of the weekend for these guys. And Norbert Kish, he should have seen that coming. He should have seen that coming. Adam Lachko absolutely soaking him on the podium. And then he gets just desserts from Norbert. Steffi getting both of them. Amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing. Great camaraderie. You've got to love that. A well-deserved champagne shower there for Norbert Kish. And a soaked podium all the same. Brilliant. And you can see, that shows you how windy it is, I suppose. Great stuff from Norbert Kish. Really milking the moment, but would you blame him? I wouldn't. You can hear the crowd shouting, Norby, Norby, that's his nickname. And there are the fans cheering him on. You've got to love this. It's such a positive moment, isn't it? The struggles of the last few years, and of course last year as well, where unfortunately the FIA European Truck Racing Championship didn't really have... Hashtag best fans. I knew that bit. But last season we didn't really have much of a championship, unfortunately, and it's great for everybody to be back and really enjoying the moment. None more than Norbert Kish. That was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And now we have a moment to prepare for the next podium, which will be the Goodyear Cup, which will be the top 3 Chrome drivers. And this is the point where I consult my results from earlier on in the weekend to see who finished where. And it's going to be the third Goodyear podium of the weekend for Stefan Fass. He finished third in class yesterday. Sorry, third in class earlier today. Second in class yesterday. So even after the massive accident that affected his weekend, he still had a very strong one in terms of results. So well done to Stefan Fass. And Theo Calve gets another second place in the Goodyear Cup after another one this morning. And for his second Goodyear Cup race win of the weekend and of the day, Shane Brereton.
And now let's hear the national anthem.
And there you go, the national anthem of Great Britain for Shane Brereton.
Please present your trophies.
And they will raise their trophies high. And then, of course, get ready for more champagne. The same podium, actually, that we had earlier today as well in the Goodyear Cup. Stefan Fass third, Theo Calve second, and Shane Brereton taking the win. A very successful day for Shane Brereton and the Tour Racing truck racing team. There you go. Theo Calve opens himself up to get absolutely soaked there by walking across the podium. But again, the 3 drivers really enjoying themselves out there in great conditions again for this second race, so they can enjoy themselves in the Hungarian sunshine this afternoon. And that was your Goodyear Cup podium. And in just a moment, we will have the podium for team members. Of course, the team's podium, which will give us the overall top 3 teams in that one. And for the 3rd time in succession this weekend, with Adam Lachko's third place finish of the weekend, it's going to be Bagheera Racing who take 3rd place. And they will be up on the podium any moment now. It's great that they get the team members up on the podium as well, even if it's for the top 3.
In the 3rd position is Bagheera Racing Team.
And there we go, Bagheera Racing Team take the 3rd step of the podium. 2nd place will go the way of Schwaben Truck Racing.
And the Racing.
Reves Racing there, which is Norbert Kisch's team. They were second in this race, so it's not reflective of the overall positions. And there we go. De Bullen de Iveco. As part of Schwaben Truck and Team Hahn. With the little cuddly toy up there as well with them. And they get their trophies too. Great stuff to celebrate the teams as well. The people behind the trucks, of course, and behind the drivers that give them the support they need to go racing. Brilliant to have.
And that's champagne.
Now, are they going to crack open the bottles of champagne, or are they going to save it for the teams later on? They're going to save it for the teams, and would you blame them? Great stuff. That's your team's podium, everybody.
Kedves nézők, ez volt a Kamion Európa-bajnokság nyitó hétvégéje. Köszönjük, hogy itt voltatok.
What a brilliant afternoon of racing we've had here. What a brilliant day of racing. You know, we had one of the races this morning and it was just so entertaining. That last one, though, the battle with Steffi Halm and Adam Lachko, that was just awesome fun. Awesome to watch. And Norbert Kisch, absolutely untouchable today. Nobody could get anywhere near him. So, after that, after everybody gets very hot and bothered, we'll have a quick interview with Christina.
Yes, and I'm going to Shane Bremerton, and we're kind of getting used to talk to each other while you're switching hats. Ah, right now, this is the sponsor hat, of course. Congratulations. What a big end for you this weekend on Sunday.
Yeah, it's we were up against it yesterday, but the truck's come alive today, even better then, more fine-tuning needed. But yeah, it's coming alive. I'm really pleased. The lads have worked really hard, so everyone has supported me very well.
So you saw great battles right now on the track today. In which position you thought, well, I'm going to win this Goodyear Cup?
I saw Norbert coming, and he was coming fast, so I thought the best thing to do is let him through in a place that didn't cost neither of us time, and I was hoping he would cause more problems with Steffi and Adam and I could jump in, and then it nearly happened on the end. You know, they were having a good scrap and it was going to go either way. They only had to go wide and I was ready to come in, you know. It enabled me to just back off a little bit, let the tyres come back, and we were ready to pounce, but I just had to keep my wits about me.
Yes, we saw so. Thank you very much. Have a great Sunday. Thank you very much. Indeed, so we saw the team of Norbert Kisch cheering in front of their trucks, and now the trucks are heading back to paddock. Since there's no one here, I will take off my mask to finally show my face to you. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure working with you all, guys. As Chaz, as you said it already, great team here in Hungary, great team. They're back there in Neumarkt in Germany, and of course, Chaz, you in England. And I suppose you wanted to say something, I heard you.
I've just really enjoyed myself this weekend. It's been a hell of a lot of fun. And this was the look back then at the previous race that we just saw, the final race of the weekend, round 4 of the FIA European Truck Racing Championship. We had our beautiful field led away by the incredible Iveco S-Way pace truck, which I've become quite the fan of this weekend, as Barbara up to me earlier on. But the race got underway, Teo Calve leading the field from the very start, but it would be Steffi Halm that would take the lead from him quite early on. 3 wide in the middle as well. Norbert Kisch getting a brilliant start early on in this one. And he would then continue a great charge up through the field. That's the moment where Steffi Halm took the lead. All it took was 2 corners, and she would then try and streak away. Bit of shenanigans further back involving Stefan Fass, losing yet more body parts from that truck this weekend. Norbert Kisch dancing around all over Adam Lachko, and he would soon make his way through. The pair of them working together to go forward very, very well. This is him going around the outside of Lachko's teammate, Teo Calve. Not without a little bit of contact, of course. Kisch would continue the push forward, though, quite literally, trying to displace Teo Calve with an absolute train of them behind him, waiting to pick up the pieces. But he got the move done down the inside into the chicane. potentially using some of that home advantage and track knowledge to really help him through. He then went on to attack Shane Brereton, who would eventually finish the race in 4th place overall and win the Goodyear Cup. Theo Calve then got overtaken by Jochen Hahn. Sasha Lenz would go through not long after their great battle you can see in the background. But Steffi Halm started to come under pressure in the closing stages, with Lachko and then Kish closing in. The three of them would battle lap after lap, time after time, down the straight together. But ultimately, it would be Norbert Kish that would displace Adam Lachko first, before then going on to take Steffi Halm. It's almost like deja vu seeing them come down the straight like that, isn't it? Lachko tries to get through, doesn't make it work though as they go through turn 12, and this was the moment where Norbert Kish took the initiative to then go down the inside of Lachko himself, and then into turn 1, getting that move done for 2nd position. Not too long later though, he was then down the inside of Steffi Halm, a little bit of oversteer on the way in, but still a relatively clean manoeuvre to take the overall lead of the race. Then the incredible battle between the 44 of Steffi Halm and the 55 of Adam Lachko got underway. As mentioned in the race, Lachko threw everything in the kitchen sink at Steffi Halm in her Iveco, but she stood strong and stood firm and defended her place with all of her might. It wasn't for lack of trying though with Lachko, as the truck had less and less body parts on it every single lap. But ultimately he would not take 2nd place in the end, but he would still complete a trio of 3rd place finishes this weekend. But the man of the day was Norbert Kish, home hero, winning both races today from pole position, qualified on pole position for yesterday's race as well. After the technical issue, did not win it, but now he has all the more reason to celebrate. A great way to bounce back and make sure that he stays up there in the championship fight. There were pieces falling off Lachko's truck to the very end, but there is your final podium of the day, and a very, very happy home race weekend for Norbert Kish. And fans all the more happy for him as well, to see their man lift the trophy at the top step of the podium. But it's been a very, very entertaining weekend here at the Hungaroring. I really appreciate having everybody along with us. There is your final classification then. A 3-second lead for Norbert Kish at the line, ahead of Steffi Halm and Adam Lachko. Shane Brereton finishes in 4th with Jochen Hahn 5th, just ahead of Sasha Lenz, who kept him honest to the end. Theo Calve, a great weekend for him, really. Plenty of points on the board, especially in the Goodyear Cup. Andrei Kurzim finished in 8th, ahead of Antonio Albacete, who will want a little bit more from next time round. And then Stefan Fass finishing out your top 10. Behind them was René Reiner with Alia Koloc in 12th, and Heinrich Clemens Hecker in the man, unfortunately finishing 13th. We did not have in that race O'Rourke and Anderson, unfortunately, but we hope to see them with us next time round. But what an awesome first weekend it's been, not just for the drivers, but for us here behind the scenes on the broadcast as well. Thank you very much to Christina. Thank you, of course, as well to our German commentators and all of their efforts for the weekend. I've been Chaz Draycott. This has been the FIA European Truck Racing Championship, and we will see you in the middle of July at the Nürburgring. We'll see you soon.
So we're finally back at the UTRC Championship. It is very good to see you all there. So please join us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Check us out, and then we will see you soon in July at the Nürburgring. That was it from the Hungaroring. The music has stopped. The podium is empty, but we are full of joy. Thank you very much for joining us.